and welcome to HT's weekly talk show, The Interview. From Supriyo Baral to Babul Supriyo, from a banker to a singer to a politician, from the BJP to the TMC has been a long haul. Till yesterday, the cruel lady, read Mamata Banerjee, is today Amader Didi. In this edition of HT's weekly talk show, The Interview, we speak to politician Babul Supriyo on the twists and turns in his career. Welcome to the show, Mr. Supriyo, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
My first question. You quit a lucrative singing career and joined the BJP. How does it feel to leave and snap your links with your parent party? Were you sentimental? Were you sad? Were you emotional? What were the feelings that you went through?
Well, you see, as Indians are normally, especially in Bengal, uh, we have all grown up being aware of what is happening around politically. But never ever was I anywhere close to politics. I knew as much as any other Bengali knew, as we discussed in several addas and all of that. Uh, I have never even envisaged that I could have any kind of association. Forget about being so deep down into politics ever in my life. As a Bengali, I felt that they said as Gokhaleji said that what in Bengal thinks today, the world thinks tomorrow, or maybe if I could say so, we are really in terms of political awareness or anything else, Bengalis have been a very proactive, a state, proactive group of people, Bengali-speaking people. So I responded to that challenge. I'm very very thankful to Honorable Narendra Modi ji, Amit Shah ji, Nadda ji for giving me the chance to get to fight for BJP as I had offered, and then in the parliament as a minister. So I gathered a lot of experience in politics, learned a lot in the last 7 years. But of late, there are certain things in Bengal politics as well, which where I just felt that probably I am not. I don't know. Like if I don't rewind, I could just say that it was time for me to move on. And yes, we all go through emotions, sadness. What you said, uh, I felt that a little disillusioned, and a lot of people will associate that with being dropped from the ministry. Yes, if you want to, if you work well, if the general belief, the conscience, uh, is that you are doing well in terms of the job that you have been given. You are supposed to feel rejected if you are not part of any team, or if you don't go the way that you yourself deep down was expecting. So I had left politics with a certain amount of disillusionment. A lot of people, I used to, when there are a lot of explanations that were asked, I used to say it is kind of retired heart. So that's what it is. Whatever we think, life, whatever way life unfolds in front of you, as human beings, you do have emotions, you do have feelings.
Did you say retired hurt?
Well, retired hurt, I said, HURT hurt. I don't want to, those words have a very certain and strong meanings to that. And yes, I do have a heart, and therefore, if you are in politics, you may not be heartless. Maybe as an artist, I could be a little emotional or sentimental, a little more than the others, but that is what is me. And yeah, so if I have a heart, then you could be retired hurt at times. If I've wholeheartedly abandoned politics and retired and said that I'm not going to come back anymore, uh, if I did what I did, then whatever it was all out there in the open. It's not that I picked up my bag and went for the Himalayas and I was not traceable for some time. I was very much here. Whatever I did, whatever I said was very much out in the public domain. So I don't want to go into the reverse mode. But yes, there was definitely something very exciting, something challenging. There was something definitely that could inspire a not so senior politician, uh, which made me come back into politics. And I know that with what Mamata Didi has told me, what Trinamool Congress has shared with me, I will get a lot of chance to work for the people of Bengal under her leadership.
When you said you were not planning to go off to the Himalayas, but actually, when you said you're quitting politics, did you have the Himalayas in mind? Did you have Mumbai in mind? What did you have in mind? Because TMC happened much later, and you said you're quitting politics and you will do social service. So, what was the plan
No,
in mind then?
no, you see, I'm quitting politics and I'll be doing social service. Is a very, what should I say? It's kind of a show off. I said that if you want to do social service, you can do that without being in politics. That's what I really said. And I've always loved the Himalayas. And in my home there is a joke that I have a bag. I am a complete, very meticulously plan, and I keep my things in the right place. If I open the cap of something, I ensure that I put the cap back together in the same place. I take a pen from somewhere, my favorite pen, I put it back there. So next time when I search for it, it's there. So there is a joke in the house that I can just pick up a bag. I have a small bag that I carry everywhere. I can pick up a bag and leave for the Himalayas. And I would be very comfortable if I have that bag with me. So yes, I did not do that. I did not do that. But of course, if you say that, if I what I meant by going to the Himalayas was I did not run away from the situation that was there in front of me. I faced it. My family faced it, and sometimes reality bites when you're giving bites to television channels. Sometimes the spelling changes from BYTES to BITES. So if it has bitten me somewhere, I think as human beings, I have responded to that. Let's not go into the reverse mode because I think a new chapter has opened in my life. And in that chapter, my captain is Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, and I will work for the state of Bengal under her leadership.
You were initiated into politics by Baba Ramdev. Did you, when you were signing in your resignation or sending in your resignation and quitting the BJP, did you take him into confidence? Did you think it necessary to tell him, I am quitting?
I called him a couple of times. I couldn't speak to him. Uh, I think that he has been a pillar of strength for me. No, I have not disturbed him. I have not spoken to him. I have I have plans in my mind to meet him in person because certain things are not well expressed when said on the phone. I will go to Haridwar and meet him, and I will talk to him. That's what is important to me.
But you did say you tried to call him a couple of times.
Yeah, from the first time, the way his phone rang, I had a feeling that he was probably overseas. And after that, that same day I called twice, and then I was myself deep down into my own thoughts.
Rightly, you feel let down by the BJP. Do you think you have somewhere let down your mentor, Mr. Ramdev?
My association with him is not connected to politics. It is not connected to BJP per se. Yes, he was the bridge with which I could, to which, I entered politics because if it was not for him and if he had not said that BJP weren't expecting any seat from Bengal, I wouldn't have volunteered to fight and I wouldn't have felt that there was something in the moment where a Bengali is being challenged. So yes, he is my mentor, my bridge to enter politics, but I've never used him in any manner.
So you don't feel you've let him down?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. As I said, I will speak to him, and it may not be appropriate to speak about Swami Ramdev ji because my relationship with him is very private.
How much of thinking did it entail to really finally resign and quit the BJP? Was it an instant decision? Was it something you thought it through? Was it difficult? Or was it, okay, they have dropped me and I am walking out?
Kumkumji, I don't want to, go around that same area again and again. As I said, I don't believe in. It's obviously the party's prerogative. It's the honorable prime minister. It is the what others think. So I don't have a say in that. So I don't really want to comment on that. But I have not quit when I left politics, I did not quit BJP. As I speak to you, I'm still awaiting a appointment from Honorable Speaker Saab to resign as a MP from Asansol. When it comes to resigning from BJP, if I have joined another party, a rival party, then I don't think so. It is of any relevance, or there is any need for me to write a letter saying that I'm resigning from BJP. That is what it is.
First, you changed your name from Supriyo Baral to Babul Supriyo, and now your party. What does that say about you?
Supriyo Boral, as they say, is a very Bengali name. So Babul Supriyo was something that Kalyanji Anandji in 1992, when I met him, when he first, introduced me to stage shows in Mumbai, and convinced my dad that I ran away from home, fighting with everyone in Kolkata, including my family. No one wanted me to leave a Standard Chartered Bank job and pursue a dream in a dreamland like Bombay, where I knew no one. I didn't even know where that there is a east, west, south, north Mumbai that exists, and I knew nothing about Bombay. So I just sat in a Gitanjali general compartment and ran away from home because I had a fight with my dad late in the night. So when I came to Bombay, when I met Kalyanji Anandji, and then I was chosen for the War Tour with Amitabh Bachchan Sahab in 1993 March, when my passport was absolutely Kora, as they say, new. There was no stamp of anything to any foreign country and stuff. So my journey in filmdom started with such a huge opportunity. A 40-day tour to America, to North America and Canada, the entire, London. So then he was toying with a couple of names. So name change is not really something that really mattered, but he was saying that Supriyo Boral, I also felt, was not something that non-Bengalis could say very well. He was. I remember doing a show in Pune where he tried my name as Babul, Babul. I think Babul Basant or something not Supriyo. But then I suggested to him that Babul is my pet name, Supriyo is my first name. So why not make it Babul Supriyo? So he said, yes, it sounds nice. There's a tingle to it, and that's how it is. What if you have asked me that question, I can tell you that that time, numerology was a huge thing in Bombay. One particular gentleman was making waves with his predictions and with his numerological calculations and all of that, and how he changed the names, the spelling of certain names, and someone added an extra I or an extra Y or an extra O or an extra A. They changed the spellings of their names. So that was a young time period when, yes, my mom and me, we did went to go to a few astrologers. He changed my name to some SUPPRIYYO, and I was excited because it was so said that that is going to get me huge. That will change. That's going to change my life. So in Bombay, I remember my friend had a printing shop. So I asked him to print 100 cards for me, visiting cards for me. When I printed the cards, and I remember I was in Mahalakshmi station and I was looking at one of the card, my name spelt in a new way, and I suddenly something struck me that doesn't the card makes it seem as this man is very desperate for success, that he's not even ashamed of changing the spelling of his name, something that has been given to me by my grandfather, my mentor, my guru in music. So I still remember tearing up 4 or 5 of those visiting cards and throwing the entire packet in a pool of water that I saw beside the railway tracks. Changing of the party is not something that I've created history. It has never happened before. I think people have moved from footballers. There's a season of football. Footballers move from. There's a transfer window where footballers are allowed twice a year to move from one club to the other. Why do they do that? Because they see that that particular club is showing interest in them, and they're creating a field and creating an area, a system where you can score goals for the club. If I'm in club Mamata Banerjee, if I'm in Trinamool Congress, then I definitely was made to feel that they have a plan for me and they have a plan for Bengal. And I was very privileged that I could the idea it excited me, and I could change my mind, and I could come back, and I feel that I can get back to the arena of politics once again. and carry on with or probably put to use all that 7 years of experience that I've garnered instead of retiring hurt, coming back to where we started.
While on football, while being a team player, you said, I'm a one team player and have always supported Mohun Bagan and done only BJP. You had then ruled out joining TMC and you had also mentioned TMC by name. So, why the U turn or the somersault, as your critics say?
Well, critics are supposed to, feed on situations, right? So I welcome them. I welcome their comments as long as they're using appropriate language and not getting into abuses. I don't mind. First of all, a batsman who's playing is asked not to read newspapers in the morning because sometimes, it's very important to answer my own questions before I face the world and answer their questions. So. If a coach has a plan for a particular player where he can be in the field, doing a particular job, playing in a particular format that the coach has carved for him, uh, and if in the present club he feels that maybe he is being benched, then I think a player should move to a place where he's loved and where he sees a direction in which he can serve the people. I know about volte-face, I've heard about somersaults, I have been critical about people who have shifted teams and all of that, but they say in life that never say never again. So if you say maybe it was a mistake to say that I will never come back to politics, because in life I said I don't go to astrologers, so maybe I made a mistake by being an astrologer for myself. Maybe I should have waited, I should have seen what transpires in my life, what life has to offer to me. I want to vote for the people of Bengal. And in Bengal, I was tired of all the noise that was there in Bengal BJP. I don't blame anyone, but I did not want to waste 80% of the energy in fighting and all of that stuff. So I wanted to move away from politics. If I've come back, I will be working very dearly. I do anything. If I do anything, I do it with my heart, or I don't do it. I think that if I said that I'm a one team player, yes, I'm a one team player, but now I'll change it to probably one team at a time. I also did not like when, when politicians or opposition, they stalled the parliament in many ways uh, without understanding that the people are paying so much out of their pocket for the parliament to run and how much we're losing per minute.
You know, you were talking about stalling parliament, but you would also recall that the TMC was in the forefront of the ruckus that was in parliament. Now that you're a member of that party, would you condemn that behavior?
Well, I think the parliament has a certain way of functioning, and all parliamentarians are expected to function in a certain manner. Let's not single out one team. There have been instances where I think every party in parliamentary politics, every party has have played strong opposition at some point of time, and I think that's the essence of the constitution, and that is opposition. Having a strong opposition is what makes a democracy a democracy. So I'll leave it to that. I don't want to comment more on anything.
Functioning as a strong opposition is different from being unruly. Would you comment on that?
No, I will not comment on that because it will all direct to one particular incident right now because it's fresh. As a parliamentarian, I can say that all of us as parliamentarians we are expected to behave in a certain manner, and if anyone from any party has ever broken that, it is up to the speaker to kind of use his jurisdiction, and every party has the right to protest or to agree or disagree with what the speaker may have decided on a particular incident. So I leave it to that. I don't want to get into detail because I know which direction you're trying to take me, but I'll not take that direction because I don't believe in talking in reverse mode at this point of time.
You spoke about appropriate and inappropriate language being used by your critics. One of senior leaders of the BJP said that you are, quote unquote, a political tourist. What would you say to that?
I know who said that. I wish him all the very best. I think that I think I think probably he has been sent on exile, or probably he's going to tour India right now. So we'll leave it to that. So if they feel that this is history that I'm created, and now they have realized that one person should not move from one party to the other, then all those people that they got into BJP, they should be garlanded, and they should say that with Babul Supriyo going away, we have now realized that it's a very wrong move, a Mirzafarish kind of a move. It never happened in the history of our politics that some politician left one party and went to the other. All of you on high, take a high moral ground, and please go back to your own mother parties and don't remain in BJP. If they do that, then probably I'll do the same as well. I'll follow.
Which means you will go back to the BJP.
No, it doesn't mean anything. I just saying, well, I did not go. I came from exile. I came from exile. I'd already taken a break from politics, so I came back from exile. So you may try. I appreciate that, but I will not play with words. I said what I've said very clearly.
Do you consider yourself a political tourist, irrespective of who said it?
Let people have their opinions. Let them be happy with it. I really don't care. I don't know what is the meaning of that. We are all tourists on this planet. I know that we're not staying here. Like we have a plan when we go to a foreign country, and then we know when the visa expires or when we are supposed to leave the country. We are all travelers on this earth. We are all tourists. While you are a tourist, you go from one country to the other. So that's what tourism is, right?
Mamata Banerjee asked you to work and sing with your heart. So will we see the singer Babul Supriyo return?
Babul Supriyo, the singer, was always there. You see, you're asking questions which are making my hairs rise because Babul Supriyo was always singing. When did I retire? With Mamta Didi being a lover of music, someone who plays the keyboard and instruments and writes and listens to a lot of music. I will definitely have the liberty to sing more than what I did in the last 7 years.
You also said you had a musical talk, and what she said was music to your ears. Would you elaborate and explain?
No, what I spoke to her inside the room, I am not authorized to, or neither is it ethically correct for me to elaborate on that. I can only say that, as I said in the beginning, that I need to work for the people of Bengal, and I'm thankful to her for giving me the opportunity, and more, I would say, the faith and trust and the warmth with which she welcomed a rival into her family, a family that she herself created.
You also said, I want to be playing 11. What does this imply? Does it mean that you will be among those who count in Mamata Banerjee's team?
I don't know that. I don't know that. That's not my prerogative. The Honorable Chief Minister will have to decide and announce as and when he feels there is something to announce, and she should announce, or she may not. So it's her prerogative. We'll have to wait and see.
There is speculation about your being given a Rajya Sabha or a state ministership in West Bengal. What would you like to do? Would you like to be in the center as an MP, or would you like to be in the state? Now, please don't say this is Mamata Banerjee's decision. I'm asking your personal preference.
देखिए, ये तो मैं कह नहीं सकता हूँ ना। मैं कैसे अपना प्रेफरेंस बताऊँ? आप जब कोई पार्टी में जाते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें होती है। हाउ कैन आई डू नॉट हैव द लिबर्टी, neither should I have it. It is only and only the prerogative of the chief minister. No, I don't
But
have
something,
any preference. I will do whatever I'm asked to do.
after Sushmita Dev quit, and I asked her in my interview with her if Rajya Sabha was on the anvil, and she said no, there was no deal struck with the TMC. But in less than a week, or maybe within a week, she was nominated to the Rajya Sabha. So now I ask you, Babul Supriyo, what is the arrangement? I won't use the word deal, but let me say, what is the arrangement with the TMC? And please don't say it was unconditional or you have joined without any negotiations or without really coming to any arrangement.
You are asking me a question that I can, I have no answer to, and neither can I answer. Neither do I have the liberty to do so, and neither should I, even if I have any clue. I'm not saying I have one. Even if I have one, there is no way I can talk about it. As I said, it's the prerogative of the chief minister, the leader of the party, and we have to wait and see. I think being inducted in a setup where you can think of you think of coming back from exile that you announced, and in spite of knowing that I will be facing so much of flack for for doing a volte-face or doing a U-turn, this, that, as you said. So in spite of that, if I've come back, there must be something very interesting.
You were a bitter critic of Mamata Banerjee. You called her a cruel lady. You also said her behavior was abnormal and bizarre. So, one, how does it work? And secondly, well, since you were in the BJP, she was a rival party, probably all this was expected. Do you think you owe her an apology?
I think that as politicians, we make comments from our own positions. There are several things that are said when you're in a political fight, but when I meet her personally, leave it to me to how I would like to, how I like to represent myself in terms of the hard words that are thrown against each other. She's a very senior politician, and please understand, in several of my interviews, I said she's a very senior politician, and I have been fighting there on the road since 2014. So there are a lot of things that political personalities they throw against each other, but then they say never again. Or there is nothing, there is no permanent enmity in politics.
Reportedly, many in the BJP are unhappy. They are waiting to quit. Would you use your good offices to bring them over to the TMC?
I don't know. I am very new to TMC. I have to first learn the dynamics of the party, how it works. I have to get introduced to the workers at different levels with whom I have fought so vigorously in the past. So I need to learn. I need to do a lot of homework for my own self. So for me to right now get proactive into understanding who's want to quit which party and where they want to go, let us leave it to them. They will be the best judge of their own lives.
Let me end this on a musical note, and I'm going to ask you to sing a song, maybe on your present situation.
जैसे आपने कई बार, बहुत अच्छी बात है, अल्टीमेटली आप म्यूजिक पे आए, आई एम ऑलवेज कंफर्टेबल इन दैट. आपने कई बार पूछा ये कि क्या बात हुई, जो आपकी मुलाकात हुई, और कौन सी पर्टिकुलर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से के बारे में बात हुई थी. तो ये गाना मैंने कल भी गाया था, आज भी एक बार दोहरा देता हूँ. ये दुनिया वाले पूछेंगे मुलाकात हुई, क्या बात हुई, ये बात किसी से ना कहना, ये दुनिया वाले पूछेंगे मुलाकात हुई, क्या बात हुई, ये बात किसी से ना कहना, ये दुनिया वाले पूछेंगे.
Mr. Babul Supriyo, thank you very much. Thank you for your time and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much for grilling me the way you did, but I can thank you by saying that I don't feel burnt at the end of it. So thanks for being gracious. Thanks for understanding that there are certain questions that maybe we should not answer, and for giving me the liberty. Thank you so much. Namaskar.